Okay, Marketing 1, Chapter 1, Introduction to Marketing, Part 2, Marketing Management Philosophies. Okay, there are 6 different philosophies that can influence a firm's marketing activities. Production orientation, product orientation, sales orientation, consumer or marketing orientation, societal orientation, and relationship orientation. Okay, the production orientation, roughly from 1869 to the 1930s. Okay, so this production orientation focuses on internal production or manufacturing capabilities. And it was prominent during the Industrial Revolution. And the Industrial Revolution is what happened when big factories started to be created to produce things in mass. Okay, and yeah, as I said, significant progress was being made in the production processes, mostly because of the invention of the steam engine. The steam engine was an excellent invention which allowed them to make machines which could now do the work that people used to do before. And this started moving organizations towards mass production. Instead of just producing a few products, they could produce them much faster and in bulk. Okay, there's an example, the second one, of a very early steam engine. You could see they would put water in that big drum. It looks almost like a horizontal geyser. And they would make a fire underneath, and it would boil the water, and then the steam pushing up would move the engine. Okay, move the motor. Okay, and that was a very big invention which came from the design of the steam engine. It's a steam train. And here is an example of a factory which is a typical example of a factory during the Industrial Revolution, and that is something that's known as a production line. Each of those two men have a very specific task that only they do, and then the cars are on like a conveyor belt, and they move down, and then the next two men do only what they do each time, and that makes it much faster than if two men did only one car and they had to do everything on that car. But now they only do that one thing, so they become very proficient, very skilled at that one thing that only they do. And here's an example again of something related to the production orientation during the Industrial Revolution, and it's a clothing making, people working in mass. Okay, so in the production orientation, remember, an orientation is a way of looking at business or marketing. So in this orientation, management will look at their internal resources and ask the following question: what can we do best? What can we make? What are we good at? What equipment do we have? What people do we have? Right, what's easy to produce with our equipment? What can our engineers design? That's the types of questions you ask if you have the production orientation. Where do our talents lie? Right? So I'm sure there's a word that you're hearing here in all those questions. It's me, 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 me. What can we do best? What can our engineers design? What is easy to produce with our equipment? Where do our talents lie? Now, there's nothing wrong with understanding what the firm can do. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you only focus on them and you ignore your customers' needs, this can create problems for you in the long term. So I'm sure you noticed there, when you're asking the whole time, if you're looking at yourself the whole time, what can we do best? You're not looking at your customers and saying, but what do our customers actually want? Now, a production orientation doesn't doom a firm to failure, especially not in the short term. Sometimes the firm can create something which is exactly what consumers want. Like when the first Ford motor car was produced in America. Right, the Model T, there it is. That's the first car that was produced. Okay, it's exactly what people wanted. They had never had a car before, so they didn't really know what they wanted. Right, they just wanted, well, before they would have used horses and carriages, and now they didn't need a horse. Right, so it was a more powerful horse and carriage.